15 days have passed since the Arjikar rape and murder case, and the case has sent shockwaves throughout the entire country, with doctors and other citizens taking to the streets to protest what happened on the night of August 9th with a 31-year-old trainee doctor at Kolkata's Arjikar Medical College and Hospital. Demands of justice and safety for healthcare workers, especially women, are echoing throughout the nation. But while we express our outrage, it is important to look for solutions amidst all this madness and chaos. In light of that, NewsX proposes that India needs a scientific study of sexual predators so that we understand the things that go on in their minds in these sexual predators and these rapists. Our campaign has gained momentum as West Bengal Governor Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose has called it an excellent suggestion. IMA President Dr. R.V. Ashokan has also extended his support to our campaign. In an exclusive interview with reputed American researcher Anne Burgess, who has worked with the FBI, she has voiced out on why the study is crucial and how these findings can help police officials and agencies understand the minds of sexual predators. Reputed psychologists and doctors have also shown their support and interest to support and further this campaign. Support has been pouring from across the country on our campaign. Doctors, psychologists and celebrities have hailed this and said that this is the need of the hour. Meanwhile, we make an appeal to all doctors, psychologists, neurologists, psychiatrists and academicians to join this campaign and start the largest ever profiling study on India's sexual predators. We'll talk about this with some important guests who are joining us at this point in time. Dr. Ajay Singh, Director of AIMS Bhopal, also joins us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Dr. Ajay Singh, thank you for joining us. I hope you can hear me, sir. All right, Dr. Ajay Singh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Dr. Ajay Singh, thank you for joining us. So what do you, first of all, your impressions of, this horrendous and horrific crime that has taken place in Kolkata, and it has, basically shocked the entire country, and it's put the focus back on proactive and preemptive ways of dealing with sexual predators rather than, getting into this mess where establishing their guilt takes most of the energy, not only of the agencies, but the citizens, the grieving parties, and what have you.
My say that once again, by this incidents, the whole society has gone back into a mold that we whatever happened in the past, we have not able to gain anything out of that, and whatever happened today. Our past has not given any result into making the workplace and the society a better place for the many people, including the women. So this is not, we should not think this particular incident only as something related with a doctor or girl doctor, but it's an overall problem, deteriorating problem affecting the whole society. So on a broader note, I would say that we have to again think over this in a broader aspect, and I think what you have started, the campaigning for a bigger research on this is a very good beginning.
But so what do you make of the safety angle, which has also been at the center, at the core of this issue? Not only when it comes to medical practitioners, but also women.
Yeah, I will answer you in two parts. One is that our upbringing of our children, the safety starts from there. How we are teaching our sons at our home, whether we are teaching them that we should respect, the boys should be told you must respect the girls, and how to behave. They should start in the at the level of homes, and only then the whole society will change, because teaching on a casual manner or day-to-day manner will not affect. And number two, if our homes are safe, means our children, and we are teaching them what is the difference in a bad touch and good touch, then this will not only help them in saving themselves in the home, but also at the place of their study, that is schools, colleges, and the workplace also. I would say that it is, I think, very, very difficult thing to get 100% security as far as each and every individual is concerned, but there are a lot to be done as far as the working place is concerned. We have to think not on the perspective of a single person or a section of the person, but overall all the person, especially the health worker who are working in emergency and critical areas. There the safety is very, very important, because people reach there and reach in anguish, and their result into something very serious, which is not always in control of the administration.
You're absolutely right, sir. In fact, Professor Dr. Harish Shetty is also joining us on the broadcast. He's a senior psychiatrist. Dr. Shetty, I hope you can hear me, sir.
Absolutely.
So thank you for taking out the time and speaking with us. Well, we are talking about predators. You know, in other parts of the country, you know, if there is a history of sexual predation, you know, there are lists that are handed out to a community organization. You know, you're listed as a sexual predator. Would that be a good idea if something like this also started out in India?
That may be just one single intervention, but let me tell you, sexual predators always existed. That is number one. They are emboldened when there's anonymity. Number two, they are further emboldened if the state has complicity. They are further strengthened and happier when they know that nothing is going to happen. So I would say, when you do a research, don't look at the brain, don't look at the behavior, but look at other causes which precipitate this behavior. This man was free. The state also did not care. And that is proven by the fact that the dean or the principal looks very shady. And the government, 700 to 800 people, removed all evidence. So in such cases, these predators actually find a space to express. Having names on the list is important, but at the same time, speedy justice and no selective outrage. There is selective outrage against this incident. There are half of the politicians who don't talk about it, and the other half is speaking about it. So host of factors. Predators always exist. Anonymity helps them act on it, and they're emboldened because the state is also part of the entire process, and they know that they will be protected. If this man or such people would go to jail, and in 1 month the sentence is given to them, the numbers will go down. At the same time, I'm so happy with Dr. Ajay Singh, who shared about the preventive measures to do it. And I agree with you, sir, that you need to have a list of predators who have been proved, who have been convicted, and their list should be given to the society so that they are not employed and they don't come close to any victim or any child also. And the science behind it has to be looked into, but the science should not give a protection to the predator that I'm ill, so I did this. Science should not protect. Predators are only scared of the consequences when they're caught. They don't have guilt. They don't have remorse. They love pleasure, and when they're caught, they cry wolf. So I think all these factors need to be taken into account, and the harshest punishment should be given at the earliest. And this behavior cannot be analyzed in a linear manner by looking at the brain, by looking at the books of psychiatry or psychology.
And so, Dr. Ajay Singh also made a very important point that, in order for, this behavior, this disposition to be corrected or changed or sanitized, there has to be a great emphasis and focus on education and awareness from a grassroots level. Are we doing that at this point in time in terms of our education system?
India is a huge country. A lot of sexual abuse training, preventive sexual abuse training is happening in schools and in many states and Zilla Parishad schools. But we need to escalate that. We need to increase it geometrically and arithmetically, and it should also be a part of mental health awareness. You can't have vertical institutions, one for sexual awareness, one for depression, one for suicide, one for mental awareness. It should all be embodied, built, and tied to the awareness of mental health and protecting oneself and self-care. I think self-care is something which we need to address. In fact, I had a session today at a very major hospital, government hospital in Bombay. And there we said, self-care, protest, when there is small signs and the administration should respond. I think in a failed state, these things will increase and multiply, but I'm sure that we need to really escalate the preventive aspects of sexual abuse, and we need to have a lot of wellness camps for students and children, and we need to help them understand, as Dr. Ajay Singh said beautifully, about good touch and bad touch, but the whole dynamics of a rapidly changing society needs to be looked at also.
All right. Well, it's important to understand that what we're talking about here is obviously proactive in nature. It is something that's preventive in nature. But at the same time, Dr. Shetty also shed light on the profiling of people, who would consider and, engage in such heinous crimes. I'm talking about what happened at the Arjikar Medical College, as well as, let's go back a little in time. What happened in 2012 in the Nirbhaya case? What kind of profiling needs to be done, and what kind of policing and sensitivity is also to be put forth, in order to make this more victim friendly? Dr. Shetty, that's for you, sir.
You're asking me or Dr. Ajay?
Yeah. So for you, sir.
Yeah. I think life skills should start early in schools and colleges, which is number one. Number two, continuous sensitization of the police, less working hours, and accountability of the police force. Accountability. You can't have cops reporting to corrupt politicians. You can't have cops reporting to people who are hand in glove. And police reforms has to be made, which has been prescribed by the Supreme Court long ago. And these reforms will help them to be neutral, objective, and effective. Along with that, the larger society should stand together, and they should understand that what happened to Abhaya can happen to your own daughter. The guy, the stalker, or the rapist is just one lane away. So don't think that nothing is going to happen to you. Come down on the streets, pressurize the government, and let us build systems around protecting young boys and girls both. There are offenses against boys also, and that has to be a continuous effort with mental health awareness as the shield of all these activities.
All right, we have some breaking news coming in now. Sushanta Singh, an Indian Olympic athlete and Padma Shri and Arjuna Award recipient, hails our campaign and has extended her support. Let's listen into what she said.
अभी तक ऐसा कोई सोच नहीं रहा है, जैसे नहीं मैं बिल्कुल आपके साथ हूँ। आपने ऐसा सोचा, क्योंकि अभी तक ऐसा कोई सोच नहीं रहा है। जैसे अभी आप देख रहे हैं कि भाई कलकत्ता में हुआ है, तो मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे लोगों को आप बिल्कुल भी छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए। डायरेक्ट एक ही होना चाहिए कि भाई उनको अगर फांसी की मांग है तो उनको देना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर ऐसा कोई एक बार काम नहीं होगा तब तो फिर उसके बाद कोई ऐसा काम करेगा ही नहीं, अगर आप जब तक कोई सख्त रूल्स नहीं बनेगा।
Abhishek Singh, my colleague, is also joining us at this point in time to talk more about this. Abhishek, एक अच्छी मुहिम जो हमने शुरू की है और उसके साथ साथ जो समर्थन मिल रहा है वो भी काबिल तारीफ़ है। नोटेबल एथलीट सुधा जी ने भी फरमाया कि एक सेंसिटाइजेशन की ज़रूरत है जिसकी एक तरह से जो दरकार है वो हम अपनी तरफ से किसी न किसी तरह से पूरी करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, पद्मश्री अवार्डी, अर्जुन अवार्डी, स्टेपल चेस के लिए देश का सर ऊंचा करने वाली सुधा सिंह, वो भी हमारे कॉज के साथ हैं और उन्होंने कहा कि न्यूज़एक्स की तरफ से इस पहल को लेकर वो बहुत खुश हैं कि कोई ऐसा एक कदम आगे बढ़कर सोच रहा है और खास तौर पर ऐसे लोग जो समाज की विकृति के तौर पर इस तरह की घटनाओं को अंजाम दे रहे हैं, उनके लिए मेडिकल फेटर्निटी को भी आगे आना होगा। और जैसा कि हम इस पूरे मुहिम के दौरान बातचीत कर रहे हैं, डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, मेडिकल फेटर्निटी भी किसी जवाब के साथ सामने होगी कि क्या मेंटल सिचुएशंस होती हैं, ऐसे कौन लोग होते हैं जो इस तरह की विभत्स घटनाओं को अंजाम देते हैं और हमारी सोसाइटी के लिए इस तरह का बदनुमा दाग बनते हैं। तो सीधे तौर पर कहा जाए तो पद्मश्री अवार्डी सुधा सिंह भी पूरी तरह इस बात को मान रही हैं कि इस तरह के लोगों के बारे में उनकी मेंटल सिचुएशन, उनकी मेंटल स्टेज और खास तौर पर उनके बारे में ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिसर्च हो और देश में भी एक सशक्त कानून बने और मेडिकली भी कैसे इन लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई किया जा सके, इनकी हरकतें, इनके मॉडस ऑफ ऑपरेंडी की रिसर्च के बाद, तो इस बारे में भी वो बातचीत करते हुए नजर आए। जी
अभिषेक, इस जानकारी के लिए आपका शुक्रिया। Well, in an exclusive conversation with NewsX's editor-in-chief Rishabh Gulati, West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose had appreciated NewsX's campaign and hailed the proposal as an excellent suggestion. Let's in fact listen into that conversation.
Concrete practical step, Governor. Should we get the best psychologists, psychiatrists, law enforcement experts to do a profiling of why these kind of criminals act and how do we then train our teams, our law enforcement in dealing with them? Should we do a large-scale study in this country, sir?
That's an excellent suggestion. Excellent suggestion. This issue has to be tackled with all the seriousness it deserves. This problem has to be solved. For every problem, there is a solution. We have to find the right solution. In Bengal, what happens is, some rulers, they try to solve problems. Others try to find problems and solutions. Unfortunately, the second one is what is prevailing in Bengal now. We have to put our heads together, the entire society, the legal system, the constitution. We have to put our heads together and speak and think for the people. They want justice, give them justice. They want peace and harmony, give them peace and harmony. They have a right to live. Enforce that. The right to live is a fundamental right. Is it what is happening in Bengal now? Where innocents are much butchered. Yes, the massacre of innocents. That is going on in Bengal. I have been watching it for the last 20 months ever since I took over. During the Panchayat elections, afterwards, during the general elections, murder most foul is taking place. There is nobody to guard. The question is, who is here to guard the guardians and custody the custodians? That is a malady which is prevailing in Bengal society today. We have to find a way out.
Okay.
We will find it.
Right, we also had an exclusive conversation with the IMA President, Dr. R.V. Ashokan, who had supported our campaign. Listen in.
R.V. Ashokan, President of the IMA, joining us for a quick chat. Sir, thank you so much for taking our time. We just have a couple of minutes left. I want to understand from you, NewsX has now launched this campaign where we are inviting or we are expecting the most qualified medical minds to discuss profiling of serial killers, of serial rapists. Would you be, sir, willing to extend your support to this campaign?
This is a very rarefied area of study and it would require domain experts, and we would certainly form a request them to study that issue.
Well, we have had the support pouring in from different parts of the country. Doctors, psychologists have hailed this campaign. We're going to listen in to those reactions.
So I think it is a welcome move because usually when a dastardly act like this happens, there is a knee-jerk reaction, everybody wakes up, there is hue and cry in society, in media, and then there is Nirbhaya 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and life goes on. Unfortunately, this is a predating biological innate dysfunction of the human mind. So I really don't think that this is something like this can be generalized, but there are acts of rape that happen every day, and these predators are people who are dysfunctional, who are obviously very, very sick. But identifying these people can be a big challenge, because these people can be very innocuous. Usually they are very unassuming, extremely paradox of the behavior they exhibit during an act like that.
Yes, it has been and is the need of the hour for us to have some policies, some regulations in place to ensure a sense of equality, a sense of equity, a sense of justice, a sense, again, to reinstate a sense of equilibrium within society, wherein we don't feel betrayed, where we don't have a sense of fear and anxiety governing us every time anyone steps out of the house or their safe space. So that is our role and responsibility. Whatever needs to be done, whatever research, whatever studies, whatever guidelines need to be put in place, it is all of our stakeholders' responsibility to do whatever it takes to try and create such safe spaces, be it laws and policies to prevent certain incidents, be it laws and policies, again, to also ensure the distribution of justice which is given in society, or be it also the creation of safety, psychological safety, physical safety. I think this is something that is crucial for us to recognize, and each individual deserves to feel that sense of safety when they are stepping in or out of any particular space. So whatever it takes for us to have governing bodies decide laws, rules, regulations, policies, to be able to ensure that they can reinstate a sense of safety in society for not just women but for all of us as individuals.
Right, so just having a study about the psychological behavior of the rapist and making the laws accordingly won't really solve a problem in our society. We need to understand the new generation which is there, the Gen Zs as they call themselves, because this generation probably is having a kind of an upbringing where they feel that they can get anything and everything at their command, and they can do anything and everything as they like without thinking about the law. Probably the fear is reducing, and that sense of that extra power is something which is causing these kind of incidents happening over and over again in the different parts of the country. Now when I say that we need to understand the entire generation and not only the rapists, because you need to understand these rapists are actually coming from the society itself. They are part of this society, and there is a small number which actually go against the rules of the society, and then they become the rapists, or they become the murderers, or they do all kind of illegal activities.
I'm glad that you are launching a campaign to discuss profiling of rapists and exploring the way to prevent sexual assaults. I will provide the answers in a very neutral perspective. So basically, brain mapping is a set of neurosciences technique which is where we can predict the biological properties of the brain and its interconnection of the neurons. So what happens that with this particular tool and methodology, we are able to see how the neurons in the brain interact. And yes, we might require a scientific study that can help us in building more accurate policies and laws to prevent rapes and sexual assault by using this particular technology. So with this help of technology, we just determine how the neurons behave, and with the help of this tool, basically in the Western context and in the forensic context, this tool is often used to detect the oddball theory, right? How the brain reacts to an oddball theory with which different type of a wave is being determined and denoted in EEG mapping, and with the presence of that particular wave, it detects and determines the response of a criminal towards that particular stimulus which is being provided. So this
tool is often been used where the doctor takes help in terms of training brain of certain patients of autism spectrum disorder as well.
There's a dire need in India to conduct a psychological study to understand the psychological factors, the emotional factors which are contributing to the mindset of a rapist. There are various psychological factors such as early adverse childhood experiences, as physical abuse, sexual abuse can be a contributing factor in development of an antisocial personality, wherein the person develops a dismissive attachment style characterized by callous attitude towards other people, disregard for the emotions of other people, and insensitivity. There are other psychological disorders as well which are implicated in rape, such as a person suffering from mania or hypomania loses all inhibitions, which can lead to sexual offenses due to the sexual disinhibitions he's experiencing due to mania. Substance abuse disorders can also lead to such behaviors, as the person is not able to differentiate between his aggressive impulses and his sexual impulses under the influence of substance. There are various other factors such as emotionally dysregulated behavior, a need for immediate gratification of needs.
The NewsX has launched a sexual predator study. In the present scenario of India, we are every day listening regarding the rape, murder, sexual assault, irrelevant behavior with the females. Every girl in India is feeling that she is not secure. If she is walking in the train or she is traveling along in the bus, she always have a psychological fear that definitely somebody will do some sexual harassment with me. Definitely this is the true. The news which are reading day by day, incidences which are happening in India. Currently the Kolkata Medical College case and other medical colleges, other incidences show that something is wrong in the psychology of the male persons.
हमारे देश के अंदर महिलाओं के साथ जो बलात्कार की घटनाएं बढ़ रही है, उसके पीछे जो मेन जो रीजन है वो होता है कि समाज के अंदर ऐसे लोग हैं जो साइकोलॉजिकली फिट नहीं है, साइकोपैथ है, उनके अंदर मानसिक रुग्णता है, उनके सोचने का, उनके देखने का परसेप्शन वो कहीं ना कहीं गलत है। इसके लिए जिम्मेदार हैं हमारे अभी जो हमारी लाइफस्टाइल के अंदर जो चल रही है, जो जिस तरह की फिल्में, जिस तरह की OTT की फिल्म या फिर वेब सीरीज होती है, वो बहुत सारी हद तक जिम्मेदार है। और कहीं ना कहीं अपराधियों के अंदर, साइकोपैथ के अंदर कानून का डर नहीं है, जिसकी वजह से ये इस तरह की एक्टिविटी को परफॉर्म करते हैं। तो इसको रोकने के लिए इस पर बहुत सारी रिसर्च होनी चाहिए, कानून का एक भय होना चाहिए, एक सख्त कानून बनना चाहिए, और जितने भी जो एडल्ट कंटेंट हैं जो हम आजकल हमें OTT के माध्यम से, वेब सीरीज के माध्यम से, फिल्मों के माध्यम से परोसे जाते हैं, वो रुकने चाहिए और ऐसे लोगों को एडमिट करके उनका प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट करवाना चाहिए। और साथ में ही जो लोग ये ऐसा पनिशमेंट ऐसी घटना कर चुके हैं, उनको एक प्रॉपर पनिशमेंट दिया जाना चाहिए।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.